Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum to all my students and viewers. Please welcome to my channel again. In this video, I am going to explain that how we can perform sequential mediation analysis by taking three mediator and with two dependent variable. It is just a third part of my sequential mediation analysis series. So let's move to our SmartPLS. This is my base model, and let's move to the SmartPLS, and we have to create a duplicate copy of my base model, for which I have to show you that how we will perform sequential mediation analysis with the three mediators and two dependent variables. And this is basically my final video for sequential mediation analysis. And just I need to remove here the moderating effect, and now the model is a complete model in the sense that we have now the three mediators with the two dependent variables. But this a little bit becomes a complex model, and we can see here we have drawn the all in possible indirect effect on the given model. Just for the sake of simplicity, although I have not mentioned the if direct effect of the mediator 1 on the dependent variable A and dependent variable B, but sometimes its theory suggests that there will be a relationship of mediator 1, let's suppose, with the dependent variables. So if you have formulated the hypothesis, then you have to create the direct effect on the dependent variables through the first mediator. I will show you in the last of this video that how we will obtain the indirect effects of this mediator also. Now you can see here that sorry, there you can see here the paths of indirect paths. The direct paths for IV to DV is, let's suppose, this is a A path, and for DVB is the B path. And if I take the indirect path, just I need to a little bit change here. I remove the direct effect on the mediators, IV's effect on the mediator, and just I am examining it through the sequential mediation. Although in the last model I will show the complete effects on effect of this model also. So here let's say it is A and B. The indirect path will be now these are the ABC are the direct path. The path from the IV to mediator 1 is, let's suppose, it is renamed as a C. Then mediator I1 to mediator C is the D, and this is would be E path. And similarly for IV to mediator 1 is a C, and mediator is the F, and F2 let's suppose this is a G. In cross, it is also working in a cross relationship, like for example, now in the previous video just we have a single variable, so in that case we do not have drawn the cross effects on the other variable. But now we have a two dependent variable, then we have to show to the cross effects on the other variables also. So for example, mediator, this was G, and mediator C effect on DVB will be renamed H, and mediator to DV is I. So there will be a different specific indirect paths in this video, and we are concerned with the complete indirect path analysis. If for sake of example I can show here you that if I want to examine the relationship via sequential mediation from IV to mediator 1 to mediator C to DV, the path will be C into D into E. And for a mediator B it will be C into D into H. This will be from the mediator 1 to mediator C to DVA and DVB. Similarly, you can also name the paths for indirect paths will for second variable dependent variable, that is a B. It will be C to F to G, C into F into G, or C into F into let's suppose I. Its name will be I, from C, F and I dependent variable, and in the cross it's also working. Just these are the indirect path which actually we want to examine the we have to examine and analyze these effects, that if these indirect paths are significant, then we will say that there is a presence of sequential mediation. So directly we move to the move towards our analysis part. We just click on the calculate option, and in calculate option just we move to the consistent PLS SEM bootstrapping, and in the bootstrapping option consistent we will take it the consistent BLS bootstrapping option. It is just reloading. It will take just time to reload here. So the bootstrapping option should remain on its default mode. All the values are set accordingly. Just move toward PLS setup and change into factor to the path analysis. It should remain at the standardized value, and we will click on the start calculation option, and it will execute in just a moment. Okay, the result output is generated here, and we can change here to the inner model into path coefficient and p values. And if I zoom in, then you can see the I have to remove the indirect effects here, and just you can see here the effect of each variable on other, and it is almost significant. If two values are overlapping, then you can drag or move the variable, so you can easily analyze that which part or which the coefficient is for which arrow, and accordingly you can move backward or forward to specifically locate your exact movement of your variable. Similarly you can see here also. Okay, the output is all the paths are almost significant, and for directly we move to the report table and see the path coefficient. The path coefficient are significant for my given data. These are the again direct paths, direct effect of each variable on the other, and these paths are significant for a given data. And now for sequential mediation we are more concerned with the specific indirect effects. So specific indirect effects are now as we are taking a two mediator mean three mediator for sequential mediation, and there are definitely many indirect paths are there. So all indirect paths, specific indirect paths are calculated here. But for sequential mediation analysis you are concerned with the uh, path which are mentioned from like IV to mediator 1. The mediator 1 is the first mediator, and second is, for example, mediator C is the third mediator. In this case it table renaming is above and below with the dependent variable DVB. Now similarly for this method you can also the IV on mediator 1 to mediator C to the DVA. These are basically effect of mediator C through mediator 1 on a both dependent variable A and B, and these two paths are this path is also significant, this path is also significant. In this way, for this indirect path, the both paths are significant, then there is a presence of a sequential mediation analysis here. And for the second mediator, or you can say IV2 mediator 1 to DVA is the path, and it is also significant. And here you will also see the mediator IV effect on mediator 1 to mediator B to DVB second mediator, and this path is also significant. So four paths, indirect paths, are significant, and these four paths significant confirms are sequential presence of sequential mediation in the given model. Then you can, if you have hypothesized that the both mediators have sequential mediating effect between the IV to DV, that hypothesis will be accepted on the basis of this significance, as we measure the p-value should be less than 0.05, and all the indirect paths in all cases are values are less than 0.05. These are other specific indirect effect for, like for example, mediator 1 to mediator 2 to dependent variable. As I, these are not required for sequential mediation, but if you want to report them, you can also report these indirect paths in your result interpretation section. But if you are just concerned with your sequential mediation, then you have to report these four specific indirect effect which confirm your sequential mediation. And if it was renamed, for example, for mediator 1 to B, it was renamed, let's suppose, hypothesis 5A, and it will be renamed as a mediator hypothesis 5B, and similarly it will be a hypothesis 5C and hypothesis 5D. Then these hypotheses are accepted in this case. So on the basis of these specific indirect, we can accept our hypothesis of a sequential mediation analysis. Now I will show you that how we can perform with incorporating other specific indirect effect at the last. Now in this model I have tested. Now we can add other paths in this model also, like for example, let me move to my back and show you the connect. Select the connect option and just connect the IV to mediator C, IV to mediator B, and let's suppose this first mediator also have an indirect effect on the mediator DV and on a DVB. Now you will see that there would be a many indirect paths in this model, but in this way examining the relationship make it more complex, and on the basis of this we I think we should not report or analyze the total effect by mean generating the result and reporting into the hypothesis. As in my previous video I have shown that we can break the model into different parts and report and explain them one by one. That will is most suitable for thesis analysis. And for paper analysis you can report a single diagram, and but also show the different effects in a tabulated formation. Here we will run in the consistent PLS bootstrapping, and I just changing nothing and click on the start calculation option. Now in the SmartPLS 4 they have improved their software capability, and it executes the bootstrapping in a very less time. But in the previous version we just wait a lot of took a lot of time to execute the analysis. Here you can see the all the paths effects on this on the for the given model. Although I told you that in the previous video I break up this model and perform the analysis accordingly. Like for example, in first video I show the effect the IVs on DV, and then move to IV to mediator, then mediator to DV, then show you the simple mediation, and finally we work on a sequential mediation. But this is the complete model. So in this case I have just removed the moderator effect. In the next video I will discuss about the moderation analysis and show you how the moderation is performed. But for tabulated value, you can see here the path coefficient as the mean standard. The path is here. The path coefficient for each direct effect on the variables, like IV's effect on DVA, DVB, first mediator, second, third, then mediator effect on the DVA, DVB, and second mediator's effect and third mediator effect. And for specific indirect effect, you can check here the specific indirect effect are also shown here. This will show you the sequential mediation or a simple mediation or parallel mediation. All mediation results are reported here. And finally, you can see the total effects also present there. And for total indirect effects, you can also check out the effects over here. The IV to DVA is basically when it tells about the IV to DVA total effect. What it actually shows, it actually shows the IV's effect on the DVA through the all given paths. For example, its path will be from mediator C to mediator 1 to mediator 2. These all indirect path will be considered, and its total will be taken as the total indirect effects on the IV to DVA. Similarly, IV to DVB is calculated. Let me show you here. IV DVB, then IV to mediator B and mediator C, and then mediator 1 to DVA and mediator 1A to DVB. These are all the total indirect effects. And in my point of view, you need not to report these indirect effect in your interpretation part. You have to just report the first one in the path coefficient, and then your specific indirect, and on the basis of these indirect effect, you have to accept or reject your hypothesis, like for sequential mediation or parallel mediation and so forth. Sometime, and I have told you that author can break these effects into direct effect, indirect effect, and then total effect, and generate three table. On the basis of three table, they interpret the results. So this was all about the sequential mediation, and I have performed the complete analysis for the given model, and you can, I think, now easily work on it. And if you watch my previous video, then you can easily work in SmartPLS version 4, and it is a very helpful for students to analyze the different and complex model. In upcoming videos, I will definitely show you moderation effect, then we will work on moderated mediation analysis, and then I will also make video on the regression and process macro, that how they work in the given SmartPLS 4 version. Thank you very much.